know your mission and vision. And when you do, stick to it tightly, even though people are going to try and throw money your way.
Like it helped me out doing everything from getting like from 0 to 1, but going 1 to 10, the specialization is where I'm seeing a lot of the benefit and a lot less burnout for myself and even my team.
Awesome. That's really, really great. There is a cost to switching activities, right? There is a massive cost to that people don't talk about. And which is why I like always recommend like batch it, right? Like I actually, it's funny because I preach this all the time, and yet I'll have a podcast interview here, and then I've got 2 tomorrow, and then I've got 1 on Friday. And so I've actually like realized, oh, Jordan, you got to take your own advice here. So I'm now an only Friday guy, just all day as podcasts. And that to me that is the way to do it, right? Because there is that cost for your team between going back and forth, even if there's similar activities, right? Like I always said, like, oh, email or SMS is like basically just like write your best Facebook ad headlines and throw it on SMS, but it's not really that simple, like there is something different in there.
Yep.
Walk me through what you guys did that worked. And then I'd love to also hear the opposite side. What didn't work?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few things that have worked really, really well. And one thing that I noticed that this is like a strategy that has been like years in the works, but the 1 day only VIP sale a week before Black Friday has crushed it for our clients. Like some of our
Awesome.
clients have had 6-figure days because of it. And it's one of those things where not every single client was on board, but the clients that were on board with that strategy, they crushed it. And a few things that didn't work were, I'd say, sending out emails every single day, multiple sends. Like those, like you can't really be doing that anymore. I know it's like a strategy that every single, I guess, Shopify store or WooCommerce store has been using of always bashing their email list. But now it's like, I think customers are getting a lot smarter and they know when you're BSing them with either doing that or extending your sale or any of those sort of like false scarcity or false urgency tactics. Customers are seeing right through it and those aren't working anymore.
Yeah, that's interesting when you bring that up, because scarcity and urgency are essential to a good offer. You must have those in an offer, but as soon as you make it false, you've actually done the opposite thing there, and you've lost massive trust. So next time that you do that and you go cry wolf, your customers are like, okay, well, you're probably just going to extend it anyway. I could probably just email you and it's going to be fine anyway. It's very hard to keep that line, especially with like these sales extensions that you see everywhere. I mean, tell me you haven't seen like 10 of them today. Cyber Monday is now Cyber Week.
Like, it's Cyber Month, actually.
Yes, it's Cyber Month. Yeah, exactly. So let's walk through a product launch strategy. How using SMS. So let's pretend like we're in a world where Facebook and Google, like you've gotten kicked off. You cannot use them as a channel. Let's say we're in, sexual wellness or something like that, where it's like, yeah, we just can't run ads anyway. So what do you do when it comes to that beautiful list that you have, right? And starting to launch a product through it.
So the big thing is segmentation. Everyone talks about sending, but the segmentation is the key. And using segments properly is where we found a lot of success. Now, how we segment people is based off of the actions that they take. So we do have to send out 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 messages and emails on top of that to hype up the product launch. And in this case, we use this strategy for a Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like VIP sale. But again, this could work exactly for a product launch. And we would hype it up, I'd say like 2 weeks beforehand. We'd like start hinting at it, maybe dropping some hints in our regular campaigns. And then eventually we'll send out dedicated campaigns to saying like, hey, this is our biggest, let's say drop of the year. We've been working at this for like 3+ years or 2+ years to drop this new product. And we hype it up, maybe add like silhouettes of the product, not really revealing the product. The day before we reveal the product and then add people to the waitlist. And every single email up until this point is just adding people to a separate segment that we know are very interested and have buyer intent. And on the day of the product launch is when it's like, hey, boom, this is the product launch. We're going to sell out. So grab yours before we sell out. And most of the time we do sell out of that product before, I'd say like the second or third day.
Wow. So do you let people know exactly how many products are going to be available?
Yeah. So that's another thing that we've included in each email correspondence that we send out is We let them know how many people are on the list. So it's like, hey, there's 20,000 of you on the list and we only have 2,000 SKUs available. So add yourself to the wait list to be the
Brilliant.
first. Yep.
Yes, Nikita, I'm just gonna pop in here for a second here. So this is like beautiful psychology when it comes to creating actual FOMO with your
Yep.
customers, right? It's funny because for me, I've raised lots of money over the years for our companies and done a lot of that kind of stuff. You use the exact same thing. Hey, just so you know, I've got 10 investors right now, and I'm only taking 3 on. So
Yep.
whether you want to be one of them or not, I've got verbals from all of them. So if you want to be in on this deal, I need your commitment right now, right? Like that kind of stuff. Actually, number one, it's not sleazy. I just want to make sure we all understand that this is not a sleazy sort of thing to do. People need to have that little kick to actually understand, oh, if I want this thing, there is a limited supply of it, and there's 20,000 other people who want this limited supply. It
Yep.
automatically gives value to the product, right? That
Yep.
alone is what creates value.